Hey, welcome back to Local Static. I'm Peyton Kavanaugh, and tonight we're doing things a little bit differently. Here at Cafe Lena, this stage holds immense history. But tonight, our story is not about the past. It's about how they're moving into the future. We're now joined by Reese and Hannah from Cafe Lena to tell us a little bit more about the operations and everything that goes into the shows here at the venue. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, happy to be here.
So I guess if you could first just talk to us about your individual connections to Cafe Lena. And what brought you to help so much here at the venue?
I can start with that. I mean, my connection goes back to attending Skidmore College. So I started out here as a volunteer waiting tables, and totally fell in love with the place. I'd never been to a listening room before. It changed my relationship to music and brought me into this whole new world. And I got a job here a couple months later. So it was my first job after college, and it's changed around a lot, but I really just immediately fell in love with the room.
Yeah, and you're a local artist as well. It's my understanding you played a lot here at Cafe Lena.
Yeah, I learned to play here.
Yeah, that's incredible. Talk to me about what that was like for you.
Well, there was a lot of different influences. I mean, that's one of the things that's so special about Cafe Lena as a small room, as a listening room, and Hannah can talk about this a lot more, is the range of music that comes through here is really wide. And so I was able to get a really broad understanding of how bands played together and different approaches songwriters took to creating their music. And there was one angle there, and then the other angle was managing our open mics every week and seeing all of these local people coming and sharing their original music in this listening room on such a special stage with no real no ambitions behind it beyond the sharing of the work. And so there was a really, just really fertile ground for learning about music and falling in love with the craft of it. And once things started to open back up after COVID, I just hit the ground running with gigs. And I had a lot of people around me that knew what advice to give and when, so that helped too. But yeah, just being around all these professional bands and seeing that in relationship with a lot of people just starting out was a cool way to learn about music.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Really interesting connections with Cafe Lena too.
Yeah.
What about you, your personal connections?
Yeah, so I started working here. That's how I first really heard about it. I was looking for a job in live music and ended up working as the kitchen manager and the volunteer coordinator here for a little bit, and just really fell in love with the people here as well as the music. And then since then I've kind of done a lot of different things. I was a house manager and then the production manager, and then just last year at the beginning of 2025 took over as the booking manager from Sarah Craig, our executive director, who had been doing that for a long time. So now I do all of the programming as well, which has been a really exciting and new thing for me. That's
Yeah, definitely. And I know we were just talking a little bit from the outside looking into Cafe Lena. One of the main, I guess, goals of the venue, it seems, is promoting local music and artists coming up into the industry. If you could talk about this anonymous donation that you received in December and how that's helping to contribute to operations in this new year of 2026.
Yeah, for sure. I'll
Go ahead.
Yeah, so first of all, it's just so amazing to receive that kind of support from an anonymous donor who clearly really believes in what we're doing here. And what that is going to is longevity. So us being able to continue all of the programming that we've been doing, especially more of our community based programming, like our School of Music and Cafe Lena on the Road, which I'm sure Reese can talk more about, our community outreach program. But so going to ensuring those things are going to be around for a long time, and that we don't have to worry about how we're going to get this funded and be able to continue serving our community in this way. It's really amazing to just have that security now with that.
Yeah, definitely. In terms of community outreach, if you wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, as we talk about this stuff all the time as a nonprofit, venue. There are so many things about music that are they're about service, and they're about just experience and joy. And if you're only focused on dollars, you lose a lot of that, and you lose the opportunity to nurture something in the community centered around music. And that is what a lot of our programming is about. So we have programming, we have like the Folk Club Kids program, which is free in the morning on Wednesdays for toddler aged kids, and we have the music school, which is elementary and middle school kids. And Cafe Lena on the Road is about bringing this professional level of music to folks who wouldn't, for a variety of reasons, be able to seek it out at a venue like Lena's. And so we go to elderly care centers, we go to shelters, we go to disability support facilities, and what donations like this enable is security for those programs, because they're not about generating a profit, they're about serving people with music. And we've believed in this stuff for years, and so to see someone else believe in it at that scale is really, really rewarding. It's really, really cool to see that.
Remarkable and strong mission here at Cafe Lena. So I'm sure this question will be a little difficult to answer, but what is the most impactful or important piece of being a part of Cafe Lena's mission to each of you?
To me, it's the community. Like everything that we do here, whether that be the concerts to the school to some of the other programs that we've talked about, it's all centered on being a community. And as soon as you walk in those doors, like you're part of our family now, whatever capacity that's in our volunteer community too. That's another really big one. And for me, I think that's kind of the most special part, and the way all of those things are connected. It's just that it's all us sharing music together in whether it be attending a concert and listening, or playing music together in classes. And I think that has a big impact on people and has a lot of value.
Yeah, I mean, I share all those views for sure. I think so as the coordinator of Cafe Lena on the Road, I get a really unique experience of going out with these bands and visiting these people and sharing music in a way that's often very unexpected and unique and out of the ordinary. And the reactions that, like, the impact that you can see the music having on people in that setting is really, really powerful. And it's been, as someone that makes music myself and is just surrounded by it all the time, in a professional way, we see over 200 bands come through here every year. And sometimes, like, if you asked us who played on Friday night, it all blends together. And so to be able to go in and see something that clearly impactful and emotional and fulfilling has been really cool. So that's I think what I'm most grateful for about my role here, at least.
Thank you both for sharing so much about what Cafe Lena means to you and the mission means to you here. I know we mentioned, you write music yourself, and we'll be showing a little bit of that here in a second. If you wanted to just preview that for folks, a little bit about your music, your sound, and if you know, a little thematically about the music they're about to hear.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to answer that question, but I can connect it to the answer that I gave you earlier about learning to play here at Cafe Lena, because the band that I put together and the sound that we have is I mean, you could call it Americana music, because Americana is kind of this catch-all term for a range of influences, and that's really what has come through. There's blues, there's bluegrass music, there's folk music, there's there's Cajun music, so there's a feel sometimes, and what I look for in my band is a fluency in those things, an ability to to jump between sounds. So short answer is Americana music, but there's a lot of Caffè Lena in there, just about the freedom, and the bands that I connected with the most were the ones that were having the most fun on stage, like just the joy of making music together. So that's what I try to do. Yeah.
3 a.m. I'm lying on the coastline, watching all the dragons in the night sky. Sometimes I'm alive at just the right time, always hearing music on the grapevine. Stuck on what I know is always undefined. Maybe I can do it all again. Sleep is just a different kind of peace of mind. Guess I'm back to thinking that again. At 3 a.m. I'm high and eating ice cream, watching my reflection on a small screen. Sometimes I'm awake for all the bad dreams, always getting older at the same speed. Stuck on alpha mental phenethylamine. Maybe I can do it all again. Sleep is gonna bring me all my self-esteem. Guess I'm back to thinking that again. And I lay my body down. I lay my body down. Watching yellow streetlights in the soft rain. Sometimes it's the right way, but the wrong way. Always finding moments in the last frame. Stuck on what I know is always undefined. Maybe I can do it all again. Death is just a different kind of peace of mind. Yes, I'm back to thinking that again. Death is just a different kind of peace of mind. Yes, I'm back to thinking that again. And I lay my body down. I lay my body down.
Thanks very much.
Well, we're now joined by local bands Little Saints. Thank you so much for taking a moment to speak with us today.
We're happy to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you could talk to us just a little bit about your band, your sound, for people who might not have heard your music before.
Yeah, so we are an Americana band, which is the best genre because you can lump in folk and rock and soul, anything else you want to fit in. It's Americana as a big whole. And so that's kind of our main, but we also singer-songwriter.
Absolutely. And then if you wanted to talk about just like your beginnings as a band, you know, being a local band here in the area, walk us through your journey.
Yeah, so you guys grew up here in this
Close, yeah.
in this area.
Yeah, the two of us have been playing together since like late high school, so back in 2011-ish.
Yeah.
And then her and I met in 2019, and we actually used to come to the open mics here and play on Monday nights all the time, and that's kind of how you and I started playing together, and then
Yeah.
lumped him in, and
We're all getting lumped.
yeah.
So you kind of, sounds like in terms of live performances, you really started here, yeah?
Correct.
Yeah.
Fully.
That's incredible.
Yeah, the first song we ever wrote, this is the
Was
first
here,
place
yeah.
we ever performed it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Kind of leads into that question I have, just about what you like the most about playing here at Cafe Lena and just what brings your band back here.
We love playing here, and I feel like we've always just opened for people, and now that we're headlining, it's very exciting and very intimidating. But yeah, we love that people are just listening. It's just intimate venue, and it's also just pretty cool that we got to start here also. So
Yeah, full circle moment.
yeah.
Knowing that kind of the mission here at Cafe Lena is to bolster local music and also just like the next generation of musicians, what does it mean to you to be showcasing your music in a space like that?
I never thought I'd ever be sharing my music anywhere. So
Yeah, to be able to like write music and perform it in a place where people are going to listen and maybe draw some sort of inspiration from that performance is pretty cool, and I feel like this is probably the best place in town for it to happen at, I think.
And so tonight we'll be showing the first two songs on your set list with our audience. But if you could just give us the titles of those and just a little background on that, either thematically or like what people should be listening for when they hear those.
Our songs, actually the second song we're playing, Light Honey, is the second song we ever wrote and performed here. And it's so extra. It's like we just put every note we could possibly find and we put it into the song.
Yep.
And to make it so complicated for ourselves. And it's really beautiful, and I love how it's like blossomed into a whole, it's not a different song, but the way it all comes together as a band is awesome. And the first song we're playing, Easy to Leave, I'm from Buffalo-ish, Orchard Park, and I have been going back and forth from here to there, all over the place, New Mexico, Texas. It's really easy for me to leave places, and I like to just bop around, but I feel very committed in this area right now, and not right now, for a long time. But this is the longest I've stayed in this area, so
It is, yeah.
I'm very excited
Without
to be
taking a little
here.
break, at least.
So it's not going to be easy to leave this time. No way.
Wanna put some mountains in a suitcase, put the views in a bag, take them all with me, and I won't look back. That's all I'm missing, that bliss in unaware. Had a group that only saw me, had a group that grew and grew and stealing songs and stepping on that beat. It really came out of the blue, 'cause it wasn't so nice. No, it wasn't so sweet what you said back then. It had to and made it easy to lose. Oh, so easy, so easy to leave. Look out for your memories. They told me that I didn't have it all. Painting a picture within your medium, slapped it on the wall. Now I'm shaking off that dead weight. Got less bills than all the time. Listening to the echoes that lay heavy on my mind. 'Cause it wasn't so nice. No, it wasn't so sweet what you said back then. The way that you went made it easy to go so easy, so easy to leave. How many times? How many years? How long can I stay here till I'm gone again? Normally I'm feeling pretty now, but you got my heart feeling good. Oh, so kind of dumb. 'Cause it wasn't so nice. No, it wasn't so sweet what you said back then. The way it had to end made it so easy to leave.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. I'm going to be high-pitched voice like this all night because I'm so excited. I adjusted this when I was not wearing boots. So I'm just going to get her up there. Thank you so much for coming. We are Little Saints, and we are so happy to be here. And that song was called Easy to Leave. And our next song is called Light Honey. And yeah, that's it. I'll talk about that next.
I tried to run away again for the sake of being honest. It harbors deep down inside you. Till you've forgotten what's true. Human hoping for forever, that I don't forget about myself anymore. Maybe I will. Not enough onto you. I choke on the bright words and bask in the bad. But you got me thinking differently. I stray from the set. You're powerless to open doors, broken handles to forget. Dusted up until the door stays shut. Human hoping for forever, so that I don't forget about myself anymore. Maybe I will. I'm lost Turns out I didn't want to say. To better me, so I can do. Night onto you.